Hello, everyone. Welcome back. As you can see, I'm wearing a different shirt, and if you can look hard enough, I shaved finally. Yeah. Anyway, this entry is from December 7th of 2023, and this was at 10:55. Nope. 55 p.m. Just under a week ago, I had a great weekend. I attended a friend's dance performance on Friday night, and it was an amazing experience. Two dances that stuck out for me were one solo performance and one duo performance. The solo performance was called How to Muscle Cleaves to the Bone, from what I can remember, and was very relatable and a very modern dance. The way the body erratically contorted as if being possessed reminded me of how I respond to waking up in the morning. Usually I hear an old wise man say with a grumbly voice, "Rise!" And I do so, by reaching out and grasping my hands as if I crushed some sort of power crystal. Personally, I find it to be a great way to feel somewhat important when I wake up. I think that's funny. The other performance was named The Consequences of a Fool's Exploration. The story of the dance involved a young girl coming across a broken and defeated boy. The girl's kindness reinvigorates the boy's life, and they start to form a relationship. During this relationship, the girl is unable to keep up with the pace of the dancing the boy is at and slumps down to the ground. The boy then uses this to control the girl like a marionette until she fully collapses to the ground. The boy then realizes the actions he has committed, and he too falls into a solemn state as well. The girl then reawakens and sees the guilt on the boy's face and holds him as he did to her. The boy then slowly reanimates himself and is appreciative of the girl's forgiveness. The two then happily dance off stage. This dance made me tear up. This dance was beautiful. This dance feels like my life, minus the happy ending. So far. I understand that my actions have only catalyzed my demise and that I cannot simply be forgiven. I rush too quickly into the getting serious phase and skip all the early foundational building. And sometimes I really do lack the care for another person. For me, there's this just state of mind that I can get into where I'm very nihilistic, very pessimistic, and I'm like, I don't care. All of this leads to me being selfish, and I despise it. I want someone to love me, but I too would have to love them. Maybe I just simply haven't found the right person still. Such a thing is very possible, and I can only be solved by going out, which leads me to after the dance performances. I headed to a local bar of ours to meet up with P-Town. You know who you are. And a couple of his buddies. One of them was from Japan, which was really cool because I love Japan. Anyway, we drank and talked for a while before my friend from the dance performance came in with two of his lady friends. They were nice gals, and I really didn't have any issue talking to them. After a couple hours passed, P-Town, I'm doing that every time, wanted me to join him at another local bar. So we left the first one with a half-empty drink, because obviously I don't drink that much. When we got there, I was given a vodka lemonade, which didn't taste too bad, despite my innate displeasure toward the smell of anything alcohol. We headed toward the back, and that's when the music blared so loudly that you could feel your body shake. Being new to the club environment, however, I decided to do something unlike myself. Be me in public. I jammed hard to the recognizable hits of the early 2000s and was even jumping and headbanging. While doing this, I scanned the room and I came across a beautiful revelation. Nobody's looking at me because nobody fucking cares. My actions just blend right into everybody else's actions. I am, in a sense, invisible. This made me realize that there are spaces and times where I can be me. Luckily, I was also surrounded by my friend group, uh, who were way more deep into the alcohol than I'd ever be. Thanks, guys. We were there until 2 a.m., and then we ate some good old chicken. We then all parted our own ways, with me walking back to my apartment alone. I think overall there was only one girl that night that I thought was cute. Look, I can't help but think about finding someone, so if you think me telling you how many girls I thought were attractive after going out, then you should pray I get a girlfriend soon. Saturday morning had come, and I had no hangover, as expected. I got ready for the day, though, because my roommate and I were going to the winter market. It was a holly jolly experience, with a bunch of small businesses participating. We got some amazing hot chocolate that was surprisingly not too hot for a change. I don't know about you guys, but when people serve hot chocolate, it is piping hot, and I always burn my tongue on the first sip every time. This hot chocolate was not, which is so great. Shout out to those people. After circling around the area, we went for another go to purchase some items. My roommate bought a kettle corn, and I bought 2 bars of soap and an expensive ass candle that was $26. But the purchase was worth it. The rest of the weekend was pretty bland, besides the walk I took while it was snowing heavily at night. Just grading papers and playing video games. I did rage for the first time in a while when I accidentally misclicked a button on my Mac and died in Minecraft. What had happened is I was at another portal. I had went in and I had my cords pulled up luckily, but because there's a button on the Mac that brings up an emoji list, I couldn't exit out of the emoji list. And when I went and TP'd into the nether, there was a piglin nearby and I wasn't wearing anything gold. So he just kept hitting me and I literally couldn't escape. I was freaking out so hard. I was like, come on, please. And I was like, fuck. So, long story short, thankfully the server admin was on and mercifully TP'd me back to my death location. I was pretty lucky too, considering I had my cords up before I died. This week was Dead Week, and it lived up to the name. I'm so ready for this semester to be over, and my brain is shutting down. I just have finals week left, however, so I need to hunker down and grind. Gotta lock in, as they would say nowadays. On a side note, I asked this girl I found cute in one of my classes for her Snapchat today, after finally mustering up the courage to ask. I've had that shit on my mind since Thanksgiving. Let's see if this goes anywhere. Ciao. And send it at 12:07 a.m. Long story short, it did not go anywhere. Literally it stopped. And I actually, for me, I always like to figure out, is this person in a relationship before I actually, start asking to hang out with them. And I could figure out from the Snapchats that, yeah, she does have someone. So, overall, I think this was actually kind of funny. This whole entry, but one thing I do want to bring into attention is, it's okay to go out and have fun. For me, I get told all the time by my sister and my mom, you should have fun, or you should always stop being such a party pooper. And I can agree. There are times where I'm very just focused on something, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do this, or going out to a club. That's something I just don't see myself doing. But I will say, when I went out with my friends, and I didn't even drink that much. When I drink, I'm literally sips. I did enjoy myself, and I did feel myself blending in, and I felt myself kind of being invisible, which is something that I personally like, because I don't like to feel silly, I guess. I want to be kind of taken seriously. So me to show like my silly side out in public, I think brings a whole new perspective to how I think about clubs and going out in general. But with that being said, I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate it. If you want to hit like, feel free to do so. If you've been wondering what this little spot is on my face, I have this thing called dermatographia, which is basically like if I scratch my skin, it kind of raises up a mark. Yes, my friend did indeed draw a penis on my arm before, and it stuck around for about 30 minutes. All right, I'll see you guys later.